Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Diva TV. I am your host, Carolyn Young, and here at Diva TV, we strive to deliver information of value always. And we hope that you get something educational, informational, inspiring, uplifting, encouraging from today's episode. And the topic for today is when it comes to dating, is age really just a number? How old is too old? And how young is too young? And do you have any experiences with dating outside of your age range? I'm 52, and I just want to say that a lot of younger men are attracted to me. I don't know if they are attracted to me because I look younger or what. I really don't know, but I attract young men and old men, but I do seem to attract a lot of younger men. But will I date a younger man? It depends on how young. My daughter's dad, he was like 2 years younger than I was. And I think that's the only person that I've ever dated that was younger than me. Everybody else has been a couple of years older. And I did have a relationship where I actually dated someone that was like 14 years older than me. And do I prefer to date younger over older? I myself personally, I had a mindset where in my mind I did want to date only older men because growing up, my experiences, some of the younger men were not as mature. At least that's what was put into our minds. But you have to give somebody the benefit of the doubt because I've discovered that some young men, I have two of them that I raised, are actually more mature minded than some men twice their age. I dated someone that was in their 50s, and my sons, not talking bad about the person, but I'm just being honest, my sons were way more mature than he was. But I myself, I don't know if you guys do this, but I am scared to date younger guys that don't have children. And the reason being is because when I'm in a relationship, I'm very passionate, loving, caring. I don't mind serving my man. I love to cook and plate it up and serve it to him. And I don't mind catering to my man. He caters to me too, maybe in different ways, but I really don't mind that. I kind of lost my thoughts. Sometimes I be talking, I be all over the place. But me, myself personally, I had the mindset that I wanted to date older until I started seeing that some of these older men, it doesn't matter about your age. I think it matters about how you grew up and just how your brain works mentally. Just because you're of a certain age, that don't mean that you are matured and somebody that's less than your age, or you know more than them, or that your brain is just on another level, like on a higher level than theirs is. That's not necessarily so. But how do you guys feel about dating? What is too young for you? Me, myself personally, if I was to date a younger man, I would prefer him already have pretty much all the children that he has, regardless of his age. Even if he's 35, I don't think that I would date 35, but if he's 35, I would like for him to have all his children because me, I'm the type of person that I'm going to give you everything. And if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm gonna be in love with you, and I want you to be in love with me too. But I'm scared to date a younger guy that don't have kids, and a lot of them are attracted to me. I don't know if they want to play, but I'm over that one night stand play thing. I'm not even into that casual stuff. I have to have compatibility. But I'm scared because if they don't have a baby, right, and we in love, I'm in love, and I understand that some people, well, some men, They can be in love with one woman, but they still can have physical intimacy with another woman. And they say that that does not take away the love that they have for that woman, and that that woman that they had that physical intimacy with don't mean nothing to them. And I just don't understand that. You say you love me, right? But you can go give yourself to somebody else that means nothing to you, and then you think you can come back and continue to give me that same love, and I'm supposed to receive it like that just because you told me you love me and she don't mean nothing to you? That's not how I go, fellas. Because if a woman did that, a man is like, oh, you tainted, I don't want to have nothing to do with you again. But they expect for us to accept what they do, and a lot of them do it because a lot of women do accept it. You accept it, you let them get away with it the first time, and they're like, oh, okay, I can do this again. But if the guys don't have kids, I be in love with them so much. I mean, I haven't had this experience. I just know me. I just don't want to risk me loving you, giving you all of me, and then you don't have children, and you end up cheating on me one day. I know I shouldn't think like that. I'm just being realistic. And having a baby from somewhere else, from somebody else, that will, even though you don't have children, that will totally devastate me. But knowing me, I love children so much, I end up being one of the women that, because I love you so much, I'm gonna sit up there and I'm gonna love your child and raise your child, sort of like Viola Davis did in Fences. And I don't want that for me. That's not what I want. So that's why when a younger man approach me and he don't have no kids, I don't care how handsome he is. I don't care what he owns. I don't care if he's rich. I don't care what he got, what material possessions he possessed. I'm scared. I cannot do it, and I will not do it just because I look young and you're attracted to me. No, I have to think about the long run. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I do prefer older men. Even when I was younger, I remember I was what, 15, 16, and this family moved into our neighborhood, and this boy, he was like 12, and he was mature, but he really liked me, and I couldn't do it. There's no way. But let's see what else I have. So yeah, how old is too old for you? I would say for me, there's not a too old for me, but there is a too young. I would dare not date no one my children's age. I have a son 26, a son 23, and I have a daughter that's 33. I couldn't date nobody my children's age. But I do want to tell a little story, if I may, about how I started liking older men. Should I tell this story? Tell my business like this? It is the truth. Well, anyway, I was about 19 and I met this guy. I can't even remember where we were. But this man was kind of popular in the community. And he was an older gentleman. I was 19, and I want to say this man, he was salt and pepper. I don't even know how old he was. But I can tell you that I did go to middle school and high school with two of his children, his daughter and his son. And he did ended up having twins from, she wasn't like a friend, but she definitely was an associate. She wasn't an enemy, just a girl that I knew from the neighborhood. When I say the neighborhood, not my neighborhood, the community, school, and just living in the community. Did end up having a baby from her, but he had that young girl going crazy. She used to be pulling up on him, trying to fight and everything. So I'm glad that I didn't go there with him. But let me just tell you what happened. I was about 19 years old, met this guy somewhere. He wanted to take me out. I went out with him. He was very grown, very mature. We went to a lounge, and I had never really slow dance with an older man. This man, he had me slow dancing and everything. Had some real good conversation. Really good conversation. I'm a talker and I love good conversation. And when the night was over, it wasn't even it was I think we went 6 o'clock in the evening, and probably came back home probably around 9. But anyway, when he brought me back home, y'all, this man kissed the don't know what out of me out of the blue. And when I tell you that man, when there's a saying, I don't know if everybody experienced this, when they say you got like weak in the knees, that man had my knees like buckling, like for real, y'all. And I had never had a passionate kiss like that before. And it scared me. It scared me so bad. The man was telling me all the things that he would do for me and all of this stuff, just throughout the night. But when he kissed me, y'all, it scared me so bad. I didn't know what to do. Those feelings I had never experienced. I didn't even know how to handle them, how to process them. And I got scared, so I swam away, being a Pisces, if that's what you want to call it. I ran away. I'm a runner, I'm a track star. I ran away. I just, like, when I say I ran, when he called me, I didn't answer the phone. I ignored him. When he came by, I didn't answer the door. And he eventually, got the message. But I never forgot that kiss. And just that whole ordeal with him, just how mature he was, and the conversation we had, how we went like dancing. And that kiss that like literally knocked me off my feet. I just couldn't process it. But I liked those feelings, but I was scared to entertain him at that time. I was only 19. And when I say this man was salt and pepper, I don't know how old he was, y'all. He could have been already in his late 40s or 50s. But I had a thing for older men ever since then. I just kind of didn't never really share that story with anyone. And also, guys, how would you feel if your children, your sons or your daughters that's of legal age, at least 18 to 21, let's say 21, we're not going to even say 18, that's of legal drinking age, 21, bring home a partner, man or woman, that's much older than them? How would you feel? Me personally, honestly, I do not care who or what my children bring me home. If my children love them, then surely I can love them, because I know what kind of children I raised. And if they love them, then I'm going to love them. The only thing that I want is for them to surely and purely love my children the way that they love them, and I won't have no problem. And that's my honest opinion, the way I feel. So let's see if there's anything else that I can add to this. Did I tell you guys? I don't know if I told you how young is too young for me. So if my daughter's 33, I'm 52. I don't know if 10 years is too young. 10 years might not be too young. It's cutting it close for me. But if they're real mature, then 10 years would be just fine with me. And also, guys, you really can't always go by age. You have to sometimes give a person the benefit of the doubt, because some people, like my ex-husband, he was a young man, but he was an old man in a young man's body. I don't know if the life experiences, but he was like a young man, but he had the mentality of like, just say that he was 30 years old. This man had the mentality and mindset of like a 60-year-old. I used to always tell him, you are an old man in a young man body. Okay, guys, I think that's all that I can say about that. But I just wanted to address this situation, how old is too old and how young is too young when it comes to dating. And is age really just a number when it comes to dating? Guys, Let me know in the comments how you feel. And thank you so much for watching today. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.